Listen to me. There comes a moment in life when everything starts to shift. Not from destruction, but from transformation. You can feel it deep in your soul. A whisper, a push, a calling. The struggles, the setbacks, the loneliness, the doubt. They weren't meaningless. They were preparing you for something greater. And I need you to hear me loud and clear. Your life is about to change for the better. How do I know? Because there are signs. Not just coincidences, not just random events, but clear, undeniable signals that something bigger is unfolding. If you recognize these signs and lean into them, you will step into a new season of abundance, purpose, and unstoppable growth. The first sign? You feel more discomfort than usual. There comes a point in life when everything that once felt familiar begins to shift. You wake up in the morning with an unsettling feeling. Not fear, not anxiety, but something deeper. A knowing that the life you've been living is no longer enough. The routine that once felt safe now feels suffocating. The conversations that used to excite you now seem empty. The dreams you once chased feel too small for the person you were becoming. You start questioning everything. Your job, your relationships, your habits. But let me tell you something. That discomfort isn't a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that something is changing. It's your soul rejecting the version of yourself that you've outgrown. Growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from that restless feeling that whispers, "There's more for you." Discomfort is the birthplace of transformation. It forces you to see your life with new eyes. Maybe you've been tolerating things you shouldn't. Maybe you've settled for less than what you deserve. Maybe you've been living in a way that's convenient but not fulfilling. And now life is making you uncomfortable because it's pushing you towards something bigger. Think about it. When a mother bird knows her baby is ready to fly, she makes the nest uncomfortable. She stops feeding it the way she used to. She nudges it toward the edge. Not because she wants to hurt it, but because she knows it's ready for more. That's what's happening to you right now. The comfort that once kept you safe is now holding you back. You're meant for something bigger, and that means stepping into the unknown. But here's the problem. Most people mistake discomfort for failure. They wonder, why do I feel this way? Why does nothing excite me anymore? Instead of embracing the discomfort, they run from it. They numb themselves with distractions. They cling to old habits. They stay in places they've outgrown because they're afraid of what's next. But let me ask you, if a snake never sheds its skin, what happens? It suffocates. And you are being called to shed an old version of yourself. If you resist, if you stay where it's comfortable, you will never step into the person you were meant to be. Discomfort is a messenger. It's trying to tell you something. It's trying to wake you up. If you ignore it, it will only grow louder. It will start to show up in ways you can't ignore. Frustration, exhaustion, even physical illness. Your body and mind are always speaking to you. Are you listening? Every great change in history began with discomfort. Every successful person you admire has felt what you're feeling right now. They reached a point where they knew they couldn't stay the same. They had to evolve. They had to leave certain people behind. They had to risk everything to chase something greater. And now it's your turn. Most people crave comfort more than they crave growth. They pray for change but resist the process. They want success, but they don't want to endure the discomfort that comes with it. But let me tell you something. Growth is uncomfortable. Changing your habits is uncomfortable. Letting go of toxic relationships is uncomfortable. Stepping into your purpose is uncomfortable. But you have to decide. Do you want comfort or do you want transformation? Because you can't have both. You can either stay in the life that feels safe but stagnant, or you can step into the unknown and trust that discomfort is a sign you're on the right path. Think back to every major breakthrough in your life. I guarantee it was preceded by discomfort. The heartbreak that made you stronger. The job loss that forced you to chase your dreams. The setback that led to a comeback. In the moment, it felt painful. But looking back, you realize it was necessary. It was the catalyst that propelled you forward. And that's what's happening now. That restless feeling inside you isn't a problem. It's an invitation. An invitation to rise, to step up, to stop settling for less than what you were created for. Here's the truth. If you're feeling uncomfortable right now, congratulations. It means you're growing. It means you're on the edge of something powerful. It means you're being prepared for the next level in your life. The question is, will you embrace it, or will you run from it? Most people choose to run. They make excuses. They tell themselves it's not the right time. They wait for things to get easier. But listen to me. Growth doesn't wait for convenience. The life you want isn't going to show up when you feel ready. It's going to demand that you take action before you feel prepared. It's going to require faith, courage, and a willingness to be uncomfortable. And I get it. Change is scary. Letting go is hard. Walking away from the familiar feels like losing a part of yourself. But what if everything you want is on the other side of that discomfort? What if the dream life you've been praying for is already waiting for you? But you have to be bold enough to step into it. Fear will tell you to stay where it's safe. Doubt will whisper, "What if you fail?" But let me ask you, what if this discomfort is the exact thing you need to launch you into a life beyond anything you ever imagined? So let me challenge you. Lean into the discomfort. Stop resisting it. Stop running from it. Instead, ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? Maybe it's telling you it's time to change careers. Maybe it's telling you to leave that toxic relationship. Maybe it's telling you to finally take that risk you've been avoiding. Whatever it is, don't ignore it. The longer you ignore it, the more unbearable it will become. Until one day, you wake up and realize you've wasted years avoiding the very thing that could have set you free. You were not created to live a life of stagnation. You were not meant to settle. You are here for a purpose. And that purpose requires you to grow, to evolve, to step into the next version of yourself. And right now, life is giving you a choice. Stay where it's comfortable and live the same story over and over, or embrace the discomfort and step into your breakthrough. This is not the end. This is the beginning. The discomfort you feel is not a sign of failure. It's a sign that you are on the verge of something life-changing. And I promise you, if you have the courage to push through, if you have the strength to keep going, one day you'll look back and realize this was the moment your life changed forever. Number 2, you're losing people you thought would stay forever. There comes a moment when you look around and realize the people who once stood beside you are no longer there. Maybe they walked away. Maybe you had to let them go. Maybe you outgrew them or they outgrew you. And no matter how it happens, it hurts. It feels like something is being ripped away from you, like a part of your past is slipping through your fingers, and no matter how hard you try, you can't hold on to it. You find yourself questioning everything. Was the connection even real? Did they ever truly care? Were you just blind to the signs? The truth is, when people leave your life, it's not always a loss. Sometimes, it's a sign that you're evolving, a sign that your journey is taking you somewhere they were never meant to go. Losing people is never easy, but you have to understand that everyone in your life has an expiration date. Some people are meant to be with you for a season, and when that season ends, they have to go. I know it doesn't feel fair, it doesn't feel right, because you gave them your time, your love, your energy. You thought they would be there to see you win. But what if I told you that losing them is exactly what needed to happen? That their absence is making room for something greater? The pain you feel right now is not a punishment, it's preparation. It's preparing you for the next level of your life, because not everyone can go with you where you're headed. Some people were only meant to walk with you to a certain point, and once you pass that point, they start to fade away. The hardest part is that most people try to hold on. They fight for relationships that no longer serve them. They beg people to stay even when the energy has shifted. But let me tell you something. When someone wants to leave, let them. If someone is pulling away, let them. Because the truth is, if they were meant to be in your future, they wouldn't be walking away in your present. You cannot force people to stay who are no longer aligned with your destiny. I know it hurts. I know it makes you feel like something is wrong with you. But trust me, nothing is wrong with you. You are simply evolving. And when you evolve, the people around you will either grow with you or they will fall away. Think about it. Every time you've lost someone, haven't you gained something? Maybe you lost a friend, but you found peace. Maybe you lost a relationship, but you found yourself. Maybe you lost people who were holding you back and you finally had the space to grow into the person you were meant to be. Life has a way of removing what is no longer needed. And the problem is we don't always understand why. We think we need those people. We We think we won't survive without them. But then one day we wake up and realize we're still here, we're still breathing, and somehow we're even stronger than before. The reason it hurts so much is because you attached your identity to those people. You saw yourself through their eyes. And now that they're gone, you feel lost, you feel incomplete. But hear me, you are not incomplete, you are not broken. You are simply stepping into a version of yourself that no longer requires their presence. And that's powerful. Because when you stop looking for validation from people who left, you start realizing your own worth. You start walking differently, thinking differently, and you stop waiting for people to approve of your growth. You start embracing it for yourself. And I get it. Some of these people weren't just anyone. They were your closest friends. They were family. They were the ones you thought would always be there. But sometimes, the people closest to you are the ones who hold you back the most. Sometimes the ones you love the most are the ones keeping you from stepping into your full potential. Because not everyone wants to see you grow. Not everyone is happy when you start to change. Some people liked you better when you were struggling. Some people liked you better when you needed them. And the moment you start rising, the moment you start demanding more from life, they start pulling away. It's painful, but it's necessary. Because the more you grow, the more you realize who is truly for you. Real friends don't disappear when you change. Real love doesn't fade when you evolve. The people who are meant for you will celebrate your growth, not be threatened by it. And if someone leaves because you're becoming a better version of yourself, let them go. Because what's meant for you will never require you to shrink. It will never require you to stay the same. It will never require you to dim your light just to keep someone else comfortable. So let me ask you, are you mourning people who were never meant to stay? Are you holding on to relationships that have already ended? Are you trying to drag people into a future they were never meant to be part of? If so, it's time to release them. It's time to trust that if they were meant for you, they would still be here. And if they're not, then something greater is coming. You don't have to chase people. You don't have to convince anyone of your worth. The right people will recognize it. The right people will stay. And those who don't, they were never part of your destiny to begin with. This is not the end. This is a new beginning. The loss you're feeling is making space for something greater. The pain you're experiencing is shaping you into the person you were always meant to be. So don't fight it. Don't resist it. Accept it. Let it transform you. Because one day you'll look back and realize the people who left were never supposed to stay. And the people who stayed, they were the ones who truly mattered all along. Number 3, you keep seeing the same message everywhere. Life has a strange way of speaking to you when you're on the verge of something new. It whispers through patterns, through repetition, through messages that seem to follow you no matter where you go. At first, you might brush it off as coincidence. A quote you've never noticed before keeps popping up. A phrase keeps appearing in books, in songs, in conversations with strangers. Everywhere you turn, the same words seem to be staring right back at you, and it makes you pause. It makes you wonder, is this just random, or is something greater trying to get my attention? Listen to me, this is not a coincidence. This is not just some random occurrence. This is life, God, the universe, whatever you believe in, trying to tell you something. When the same message keeps showing up, it means there's something you need to hear, something you need to understand before you take your next step. Because when you're about to level up, when you're about to walk into something bigger than yourself, the world starts dropping hints. It starts nudging you over and over again, trying to prepare you for what's coming. But the question is, are you paying attention? Are you brushing off these signs, telling yourself they don't mean anything? Are you ignoring the patterns, convincing yourself they're just in your head? Because the truth is, most people don't listen. They see the signs, they hear the messages, but they don't act. They don't take the time to ask themselves, why does this keep showing up in my life? What am I being called to do? What change am I being asked to make? They stay comfortable, they stay stuck, and they miss the very thing that was meant to guide them forward. But not you. You wouldn't be here right now, reading this, if you weren't meant to hear this message. If you've been seeing the same signs, if a specific message keeps finding its way to you, it's time to stop ignoring it. It's time to stop dismissing it as just another coincidence. You are being guided towards something, and it's time to start listening. These messages don't appear for no reason. They show up when you're ready, when something inside you is shifting, when you're standing at a crossroads and life is trying to push you in the right direction. Maybe you keep seeing a quote about courage, about taking risks, about stepping out of your comfort zone, and deep down, you know you've been hesitating. You know you've been holding yourself back, waiting for the perfect moment that never seems to come. Well, guess what? The moment is now. The sign you've been waiting for is already here. The message keeps repeating itself because you need to hear it, because you need to act on it, because your future is waiting for you to make a move. Or maybe the message you keep seeing is about letting go. Maybe life has been trying to tell you that you need to release something or someone that is no longer meant for you, but you've been resisting. You've been clinging to what's familiar, even though deep down you know it's not serving you anymore. And so the message keeps showing up, appearing in front of you louder and louder until you have no choice but to listen. Because sometimes life doesn't let you ignore what you need to do. Sometimes it keeps knocking until you finally open the door. And here's the thing. You don't have to understand everything right now. You don't have to have all the answers. But you do need to trust that these messages are not random. They are guiding you towards something. They are leading you to a version of yourself that is waiting to be unlocked. And the more you ignore them, the longer you delay your growth. But the moment you start paying attention, the moment you start asking yourself, why does this message keep showing up? What is it trying to tell me? That's when everything starts to shift. Because here's the truth. The universe doesn't waste its time. It doesn't send signs for no reason. If something keeps showing up in your life, it's because you are meant to do something with it. Maybe it's time to take a leap of faith. Maybe it's time to walk away from something that no longer serves you. Maybe it's time to stop doubting yourself and start believing that you are ready for the next level. Whatever it is, you already know. Deep down, you already know what you need to do. You've just been waiting for confirmation. Well, here it is. This is your confirmation. This is your sign. Stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop convincing yourself that you need more time. The message keeps appearing because the time is now. The version of you that you are becoming is waiting for you to step into it. And the only thing standing in your way is your own fear. But hear me. You are ready. You wouldn't be seeing these signs if you weren't. You wouldn't be feeling this pull if you weren't meant to move. So what are you going to do? Are you going to ignore it? Are you going to pretend like you didn't hear this message, like you don't know what it means? Or are you going to take action? Are you going to trust that life is leading you towards something better, even if you can't see it yet? Because the truth is, when you finally listen, when you finally follow the signs, that's when your life starts to change. That's when everything begins to align. That's when you step into the future that was always meant for you. And let me tell you something. Once you start paying attention, you'll never see life the same way again. You'll realize that the answers were always there, right in front of you. That life was always trying to speak to you. That you were never lost. You just weren't listening. But now you know. Now you see. Now you understand that every message, every sign, every repeated phrase, it was all leading you here. And now, it's time to take the next step because your future is waiting. And it's waiting for you to say yes. It's like the world is pushing you to your limit, stretching you further than you thought possible, making you question whether you even have the strength to keep going. And let me tell you something, that's not by accident. That's not a coincidence. The moment you're about to step into a new chapter, the challenges become greater. The pressure intensifies. The obstacles seem bigger. Why? Because life wants to know. Are you really ready for what's coming? Listen, you don't get to the next level without being tested. You don't step into greatness without first proving that you can handle the weight of it. And right now, if it feels like everything is coming against you, if it feels like you can't catch a break, if it feels like no matter how hard you try, something is always pulling you back, it's because you're on the verge of something powerful. And the universe, life, God, whatever you believe in, is watching to see if you'll keep going, if you'll keep pushing, if you'll keep fighting, or if you'll break under the pressure. Because the truth is, most people do break. Most people give up when the test gets too hard. They take it as a sign that maybe they're not meant for more. Maybe they should just stay where they are. Maybe they should quit. And that's exactly why so many people never reach their potential. They don't realize that the struggle isn't there to stop them. It's there to strengthen them. It's there to refine them, to shape them into the person they need to become in order to handle what's coming next. Because the version of you that will step into that next chapter, that version isn't weak. That version isn't doubtful. That version doesn't crumble under pressure. That version is resilient. That version is built for the life that's waiting on the other side of this test. So I need you to hear me. This moment you're in right now, this battle you're facing, it's not here to destroy you. It's here to reveal you. It's here to show you what you're made of. Because when you push through, when you refuse to break, when you refuse to give up, that's when everything shifts. That's when you prove that you are ready for more. And that's when life starts moving things in your favor. Because life rewards those who refuse to quit. I know it's hard. I know you're tired. I know you're wondering why it has to be this difficult, why everything feels like an uphill battle, why it seems like just when you take one step forward, something pulls you 2 steps back. But let me tell you something. The people who succeed, the people who rise, the people who step into greatness, they are the ones who keep moving even when it hurts. They are the ones who understand that the test is part of the process, that every struggle, every challenge, every setback is preparing them for something greater. And I know right now you might not see it. Right now all you see is the pain, the frustration, the exhaustion. But one day, you'll look back at this moment and realize it was building you. It was molding you. It was turning you into the person you needed to be. Because every great story has a moment of struggle. Every success story has a chapter where it looked like the person was about to lose. But the difference between those who make it and those who don't? It's simple. The ones who make it keep going. They refuse to let the test define them. They refuse to let the pain stop them. And I need you to do the same. I need you to stop looking at this test as a punishment and start seeing it as preparation. Life isn't trying to break you. It's trying to see if you're really ready for what you've been asking for. Because let's be real. Every time you ask for something greater, every time you pray for more, every time you set your sights on something bigger, life doesn't just hand it to you. It asks you to prove you can handle it. It asks you to show up. It asks you to fight for it. So if you're being tested more than ever right now, it means something big is coming. It means you are on the edge of a breakthrough. It means you are closer than you think. And the only thing standing between you and that next level is your ability to trust that this is not the end of your story. Your ability to believe that this test is not here to destroy you. It's here to prepare you. So what are you going to do? Are you going to let the struggle make you quit? Are you going to let the test convince you that you're not strong enough? Or are you going to stand up, dig deep, and keep moving forward? Because I promise you, if you don't quit, if you don't give up, if you don't let this test break you, you will step into something greater than you ever imagined. The life you've been working for, the future you've been dreaming about, is closer than you think. And all you have to do is hold on a little longer. So take a deep breath, wipe the tears from your face if you need to, remind yourself who you are, and then get up. Keep going, keep pushing, keep fighting. Your breakthrough is on the other side of this test, and when you come out of it, you won't be the same person. You'll be stronger, you'll be wiser, you'll be unstoppable. And you'll finally see that everything you went through wasn't meant to break you. It was meant to build you into the person who was always destined to win. There comes a time in your life when you start to feel different, not in a way that's easy to explain, but in a way that's impossible to ignore. It's like you wake up one day, and something inside you has shifted. The things that used to excite you don't hold the same weight anymore. The conversations that once entertained you now feel draining. The people you used to spend all your time with, suddenly their energy doesn't sit right with you. You start to feel like you need to pull back, like you need to create space, like you need to guard yourself in a way you never have before. And that's not you being distant. That's not you being selfish. That's growth. That's self-preservation. That's the first sign that your life is about to change for the better. Because when you start protecting your energy, you're telling the world that you finally value yourself enough to stop letting anything and anyone drain you. You're recognizing that your peace is priceless. You're understanding that not everyone deserves access to you. And that shift, that realization, it's powerful. Because most people spend their entire lives giving their energy away to the wrong things, to the wrong people, to situations that don't serve them, all because they're afraid to set boundaries. But not you. Not anymore. You're waking up to the fact that your energy is sacred, that who you allow into your space determines the direction of your life. And when you start filtering out the negativity, when you start being intentional about where you invest your time, that's when your life starts moving in a new direction. And I know it's not easy. It's not easy realizing that you've outgrown certain relationships. It's not easy feeling like you don't fit in the same spaces you once did. It's not easy walking away from people, places, and habits that used to feel like home. But your comfort zone will keep you stuck. Familiarity will trap you in cycles that don't serve you. Number 5, you're feeling more protective of your energy. Your life is trying to elevate you. It's trying to pull you out of environments that are holding you back. It's trying to show you that where you're going, not everyone can come with you. And that's okay. Every time you level up, you will lose something. You will lose people who can't match your energy. You will lose interest in things that no longer align with your growth. You will lose the need to explain yourself to those who were never meant to understand you. And that's not a loss, that's a blessing. Because every time you choose yourself, every time you prioritize your peace, every time you protect your energy, you are making space for something better, something bigger, something that actually aligns with who you are becoming. And this isn't about cutting people off for no reason. This isn't about isolating yourself just for the sake of it. This is about recognizing that your energy is your greatest asset. And if you keep giving it away to the wrong people, the wrong situations, the wrong habits, you will never have enough left for yourself. You will never have the clarity, the strength, the focus to step into the life that's waiting for you. Because the truth is, every successful person, every person who has ever transformed their life, every person who has ever stepped into greatness, they all had to learn how to protect their energy. They all had to be selective about who they surrounded themselves with. They all had to say no to things that didn't align with their future. So if you're in a season where you feel the need to pull back, where you feel like certain people no longer resonate with you, where you feel like you need more time alone, don't fight it. That's your intuition guiding you. That's your soul telling you that it's time for a shift. And the ones who are meant to be in your life, the ones who truly respect you, they will understand. They will support your growth. They will match your energy instead of draining it. But the ones who get offended, the ones who make you feel guilty for setting boundaries, those are the ones who benefited from your lack of them. I know it can be hard. I know it can feel lonely. I know that when you start protecting your energy, it can seem like you're walking this journey alone. But trust me, you are not alone. You are aligning. You are making space for the right people, the right opportunities, the right circumstances to find you. And that doesn't happen when you're surrounded by noise. That doesn't happen when you're constantly giving yourself away to people who don't appreciate you. That happens when you stand firm. When you say, I deserve better. When you decide that your energy is too valuable to waste. Because when you start protecting your energy, your whole life changes. You start to see things more clearly. You start to feel lighter. You start to attract better people, better opportunities, better outcomes. Because you are no longer operating from a place of depletion. You are no longer sacrificing your well-being just to keep others comfortable. You are stepping into your power. And that is what creates real change. That is what transforms your life. That is what opens doors you never imagined possible. So stop feeling guilty for putting yourself first. Stop apologizing for needing space. Stop explaining yourself to people who were never meant to understand your journey. This is your life, your energy, your future. And if you don't protect it, no one else will. If you don't set boundaries, life will keep sending you lessons until you do. If you don't respect yourself enough to walk away from what drains you, you will keep repeating the same cycles over and over again. So today I need you to make a decision. I need you to decide that you are done giving your energy away to things that don't serve you. I need you to choose yourself, to honor yourself, to respect yourself enough to say, my peace is my priority. And watch how everything changes. Watch how your world shifts. Watch how the right people, the right opportunities, the right experiences start flowing into your life effortlessly. Because when you protect your energy, you create space for what truly matters. You create space for the life you were meant to live. Number 6, Life has a way of whispering before it shouts. And when your life is about to change for the better, one of the first whispers you'll notice is small blessings showing up out of nowhere. They may not be life-altering, they may not be huge, grand gestures, but they are there. Subtle, quiet reminders that something is shifting, that something is working in your favor. Maybe you receive a call at just the right time. Maybe an opportunity lands in your lap when you least expect it. Maybe someone you haven't spoken to in years suddenly reaches out with words you needed to hear. Or maybe it's even smaller, like finding money in an old coat, like getting a parking spot right in front of where you need to be, like a stranger smiling at you in a way that makes you feel seen. These aren't coincidences. These are confirmations. They are signs that the universe, that God, that life itself is moving things in your favor. Because before the big blessings arrive, life will test you with the small ones. It will see if you recognize them, if you appreciate them, if you acknowledge them for what they truly are. Evidence that change is already happening. Most people overlook them. They dismiss them as luck, as random moments, as things too small to matter. But you can feel it. You can sense that something is different, that these little blessings aren't just random. They are leading you somewhere. They are preparing you for something bigger. And when you start noticing them, when you start feeling gratitude for them, you're sending a message back to the universe. I see it. I'm ready. And that's when doors really start to open. Because when you focus on these small blessings, when you celebrate them, you shift your energy. You step into a mindset of abundance instead of lack. You start expecting good things instead of doubting them. And that expectation, that belief, that's what accelerates the change. That's what attracts more blessings, bigger blessings, the kind that will transform your life in ways you never imagined. If you ignore these moments, if you brush them off, if you keep waiting for something bigger before you feel grateful, you're missing the point. Life doesn't reward those who overlook their blessings. It rewards those who recognize and appreciate them. Even the smallest things are working in your favor, guiding you towards something greater. So when unexpected little wins come your way, don't dismiss them. See them for what they are, signs that your life is already changing, that you are already stepping into something bigger. Blessings don't always come in obvious ways. They don't always arrive with flashing lights or grand gestures. Sometimes they show up quietly, in small, unexpected moments. The people who notice them, who embrace them, are the ones who unlock even more. Gratitude isn't about waiting for something huge to happen. It starts with the little things, the unexpected kindness, the moments of peace, the feeling that, even if you can't see the full picture yet, something is shifting in your favor. It's easy to focus on what's missing and overlook what's already here. It's easy to be so caught up in waiting for a breakthrough that everything else feels small. But what you focus on grows. If you focus on what you lack, you'll always feel like something is missing. But if you focus on the good, if you appreciate what's already happening, you'll attract more of it. That's how life works. That's how energy shifts. That's how transformation begins. Think about it. What small blessings have been showing up for you lately? Maybe you got an answer to something you didn't even know you were searching for. Maybe a weight lifted off your shoulders in a way you can't explain. Maybe you keep seeing repeated signs, numbers, familiar faces, unexpected opportunities that are too consistent to ignore. Whatever it is, recognize it, appreciate it. These aren't coincidences. They're signs. They're reminders that you're on the right path, that something bigger is unfolding. And I know, when life is tough, it's hard to believe things are turning around. It's hard to trust that these small blessings mean something bigger is coming. But that's exactly why you need to pay attention to them. They are the first sign that the tide is turning, that better days are ahead. No storm lasts forever. No struggle is permanent. When you start noticing the small blessings, when you allow them to remind you that things are shifting, you step out of waiting mode and into a place of trust. You start living in the change rather than waiting for it. And that mindset shift, that's what turns small blessings into something even greater. Number 7. Sometimes, before anything on the outside changes, you just know something big is coming. It's not logic. It's not something you can explain. It's just a feeling deep inside you, a knowing. You wake up with this unshakable sense that something is shifting, that life is about to take a turn. And even though nothing looks different yet, even though there's no visible proof, you trust it. You believe it. Because that feeling, that deep certainty, isn't random. It's not wishful thinking. It's life preparing you. It's a signal that things are already moving behind the scenes. I know it can be confusing. You might still be in the same job, dealing with the same struggles, waiting on the breakthrough you've been hoping for. But deep down, something inside you has already shifted. It's as if your soul knows what's coming before your mind can catch up. And this is where faith comes in. The world around you might tell you nothing is happening. It might try to make you doubt yourself, to question if what you're feeling is even real. But your intuition isn't lying to you. That sense that something big is on its way, it means doors are already opening. It means the shift has already begun. Even if you can't see it yet, it's happening. The challenge is holding on to that belief when nothing seems to be changing. Most people lose faith when they don't see instant results. They doubt themselves, convince themselves they were wrong, and in doing so, they stop what was meant for them from fully unfolding. But you can't afford to do that. You can't afford to let doubt steal your breakthrough. That knowing inside you, it's real. It's your call to prepare. It's your sign to keep going, to keep pushing, to trust that your effort and patience are leading you somewhere. Think about it. How many times have you felt something before it happened? How many times have you sensed a change coming before you could explain why? That wasn't a coincidence. That was your intuition. That was divine alignment. And if you're feeling that same deep knowing now, it means you're closer than ever before. It means you're standing on the edge of something great. But you have to hold on. You have to keep believing, even when nothing around you makes sense. I know waiting is the hardest part. Holding on to faith when there's no visible proof requires strength. But the people who see their dreams come to life, the ones who step into the future they were meant for, are the ones who trust the feeling, even when the world tells them not to. They keep going. They keep preparing. They keep believing. So if you feel that pull, that unshakable sense that something big is coming, listen to it. Don't ignore it. Don't let doubt convince you otherwise. That feeling is proof that something is already happening. It's the first step in your transformation. It's confirmation that you're moving in the right direction. And now, the only question is, what will you do with it? Will you let fear and doubt talk you out of your own destiny? Or will you trust yourself, trust your path, and step boldly into what's waiting for you? Because what's coming is bigger than you think. It's greater than you can imagine. And the reason you feel it so deeply is because it's already yours. It's already in motion. All you have to do is believe. All you have to do is get ready. Because when the moment comes, when the breakthrough arrives, you don't want to be the person who wasn't prepared. You want to be the person who saw it coming, who trusted the feeling, who stepped into their future with confidence. So hold on to that knowing. Let it guide you. Let it remind you that everything you've been working for, praying for, and hoping for is already unfolding. And when that moment comes, when your life shifts in ways you never imagined, you'll look back and realize you knew it all along. Number 8, you're taking action instead of waiting. There comes a point when you stop waiting for the right time, the perfect moment, or a sign that's big enough to silence your doubts. You stop making excuses, stop overthinking, stop asking for permission to go after what you know is meant for you. Instead of hesitating, you start moving. Instead of questioning if you're ready, you take the first step. Instead of hoping life will change, you become the force that changes it. Something shifts inside you when you realize that waiting isn't going to bring your dreams any closer. The fear of failing is no longer greater than the fear of staying the same. You understand now that clarity comes from action, not from overanalyzing. Growth comes from doing, not from waiting. Every person who has ever transformed their life had to take a step before they felt ready. They had to start before they had all the answers. They had to move forward even when the outcome was uncertain. And now, it's your turn. No more stalling. No more standing on the sidelines, watching others step into the life you know you're capable of living. No more waiting for confidence to magically appear. You build confidence by doing. No more hoping for the perfect conditions. There is no perfect moment, only the one you choose to act in. Every time you push through fear, Every time you take a step despite your doubts, you prove to yourself that you are capable. You prove to life that you're serious. And when you do that, life responds. Doors open. Opportunities appear. Momentum builds. Because life doesn't just hand you what you want. It rewards movement. It rewards effort. It rewards the people who refuse to wait for permission to chase what they were meant for. And now, the only question left is, will you take the first step, or will you keep waiting for a sign when deep down you already know it's time? Everything you've been feeling, everything you've been experiencing, everything that has pushed you to this moment, it's all been leading you here. The discomfort, the loss, the signs, the tests, the shifts in your energy, the small blessings, the undeniable knowing that something big is coming. It hasn't been random. It's been preparing you. It's been shaping you. It's been positioning you for what's next. And now, it's up to you. Will you step forward, or will you stay the same? Will you trust what life is showing you, or will you let fear convince you to hold back? Because the truth is, your breakthrough won't come from waiting. It won't come from overthinking. It won't come from hoping things will change. It will come from you deciding right now that you are ready. Because you are. You wouldn't feel this pull, this urgency, this shift in your soul if you weren't meant to rise to the next level. You wouldn't be here in this moment hearing these words if you weren't ready to take the leap. So this is your wake-up call. This is your sign. This is the confirmation you've been waiting for. You don't need more time. You don't need more proof. You don't need to wait for everything to be perfect. You just need to start. You just need to trust. You just need to take that first step, knowing that everything you want is already waiting for you on the other side of your fear. So stand up, step forward, walk boldly into what's next. Because your time isn't coming, it's here. Your breakthrough isn't far away, it's happening. And your future? It's not something you wait for, it's something you create. This is your moment. Don't let it pass you by.